Hey guys, Kevin here with MixCoach. I've got a brand new plugin that I would like to show you how it works. It's called the Sonible Smart Limit, and we're going to get into it right after this. The Sonible Smart Limit is a smart limiter. It uses artificial intelligence, and it will analyze your music and set things for you in a way that you can still tweak it, but it's pretty cool the way it works out. So it was really easy to install. That's one of the things. Some plugins, it seems like they're a little bit more advanced to install, and so I thought I would show you a little bit. When you first install the plugin, when you first pull it up, it walks you through the whole process here, and it tells you exactly what you need to do first, then do this, and this is the first page I have. Now, the first thing you'll do when you go to analyze it is you'll pick up a style of music. Universal is kind of all-purpose. It has country, classical, rock. It has all different kinds of jazz. It has everything that you need to get started with. Now, whether or not you use that in your final mix, it's definitely editable, so you'll want to edit that probably. And here's the second page. It just kind of continues to walk you through, explains what everything is about it, and then you just open up the plugin. So these are screenshots that I took while I was installing it. Thought that was pretty clever of them to kind of teach me to use it as I went. I was kind of concerned that I would miss something, but I don't feel like I did. So, okay, so right now we've got a song called Black Dog that we just finished mixing on MixCoach Member. By the way, if you want to become a member of MixCoach Member, be a part of a really healthy, thriving mixing community where we teach each other how to mix and we learn from each other. Join MixCoachMember.com, and the link is below the video and on the screen, so come check us out. Okay, so we're using a song called Black Dog by a gentleman named Barry Gould, great songwriter, but I picked out a song that I felt like could use just a little bit more level wise as far as mixing goes, and we are using this song. So let's listen to just a little bit of it, the way it sits, just from a random part of the song. Okay.
For his yeses and his noes, me, I want a rainbow. Yeah, me, I want a rainbow. I want a black.
So it's a really good mix, as you can tell. Now this plugin is not going to make your mix great. It's going to improve on what you've already done. So mixing, if I can just do a little aside here, you can't depend on a limiter or a compressor or one plugin to make your mix sound magical. You've kind of got to do that as you go, and this will put the icing on the cake. Okay, you still got to make a good cake. This is the icing on the cake. So here's the interface as it comes out. I want to just kind of walk you around the interface and show you around, and then I'll use it in practical reasons. Okay, so here at the top, these are, by the way, you can have pop-ups here. You can actually turn that off here. If you go here, you can just turn off the pop-ups here. Show tooltips, you can turn that off. I'm going to leave that on because I'm still learning it with you guys. When you go to analyze your music, it will ask you what kind of music, what's your target, what's your reference mix. So universal, speech, acoustic, classical, country, funk, jazz, Latin, and the list goes on. When this turns green, it means that it has analyzed the music and you are using a preset right out of the box. Another cool thing you can do here, just working from left to right, constant gain. You can turn this on and you can't hear the level that it's adding to your mix, because your ear will tell you that the louder mix is always better. This is a good way to avoid that, is just to turn the constant gain on. That way, no matter how much limiting and how much louder it makes the music, you can still make decisions on how it actually sounds, and if it's making it glue together more or if it's actually distorting it a little bit. So constant gain. I'm not going to turn that on for right now. Here's another really cool thing. It's got a delta. You can listen to the signal components removed by the limiting process, so you can actually hear the difference before and after. So if you've got the attack clamped down, you'll actually hear the difference there. Now, sometimes that might be handy. I think it's pretty cool. Okay, now this here, I'm going to skip this next page here. The default, you can actually save a preset, so you can actually load a preset into your template, or if you've got something that you always go to, you can actually save it. But this is pretty cool here. These are states, so you can actually save different states. Like you can do a country analysis. You can do a rock analysis. You can do an acoustic analysis. And then you can bounce between those, up to 8 of them. You can bounce between those, figure out which one you like the most, and then just use that one. Possibly save that as a preset. Okay? Typical redo, undo buttons here. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to listen to this song, and I'm going to go, first of all, I'm going to go to universal, and I'm just going to let the universal algorithm pick out the limiter setting. So I'm going to turn that on. It's waiting for signal. Let's let this plug in, listen to our mix, and see what it thinks we need to do according to the universal setting.
Yes, and it's no. Me, I want a rainbow. Yeah, me, I want a rainbow. I want a black dog.
So as you can see, when it got done, it automatically added the volume. So let's do this. Let's do another. Let's do acoustic, and we'll save that to number 2. We'll go to 2. Number 1 is universal. Number 2 is going to be acoustic. So we'll analyze it again.
Yes, and it's no. Me, I want a rainbow. Yeah, me, I want a rainbow. I want a black dog.
Okay, so that did that. So let's go to one more preset, and let's go to like a rock setting. Let's do like a classic rock, and then let's analyze the classic rock.
Yes, and it's no. Me, I want a rainbow. Yeah, me, I want a rainbow. I want a black dog.
So now we've got 3 different analyses in there, and we can see which one we like. I'm going to turn the tooltips are bothering me right now, so we're going to listen to each one of these. So I'm going to go to, this is the universal, this is acoustic, and this is a rock, the classic rock. So let's listen.
Yes, and it's no. Me, I want a rainbow. Yeah, me, I want a rainbow. I want a black dog and a red truck with a blue house.
So you can see that universal is kind of aggressive, and the acoustic and the rock are a little bit more. They're a little bit more dialed back. They're not quite as aggressive. I did compare this to another limiter that I've got like this, and this is on the aggressive side. So if you like kind of in-your-face mixes, like no apologies, sort of in-your-face rock mixing, this is a good place to start. Okay, so really easy. We're going to go with the rock classic, and then this is the limiter. I usually set it from -1. That is the true peak, and then here we've got the gain. And it's pretty cool in that you don't move the threshold down to grab the music. You don't move the threshold down to get in the range of where it's limiting. You actually push the input up, and that's what this does here. So we're going to push the input up, and then you can see we're at 2.2. And let's see what the difference is.
Yes, and it's no. Me, I want a rainbow. Yeah, me, I want a rainbow.
So you can see it's pretty easy to set it where you want it, get the most aggression you can out of it. Just to the left is the attack. It's set from the preset also, but you can actually tweak it. I'm not, but it's really easy. It's at 129. It's easy to do. Here's one thing that's really cool. You notice the waveform, and you can see where it's limiting. Watch what it does when I change the attack.
Yes, and it's no. Me, I want a rainbow. Yeah, me, I want a rainbow. I want a black dog and a red truck.
You can also do the same thing with the release, and you can actually see what it's doing, which is pretty cool. But I'm going to leave it on auto, because auto, if it compresses a lot, it'll release a little slower. If it compresses a little bit, it'll release a little faster. So more transparent way of doing that. Okay, so it's got crosshairs to the right here, and when you're in this range where the vertical and the horizontal meet, you're in good shape. Now on the right here, you can see that we've got it set up for Spotify. It will tell you, it won't change anything, but it'll just tell you whether you're in the range for Spotify, whether Spotify is going to be happy with that, because they will turn your music up or down based on how the dynamic range and what the LUFS are. So you can actually set it to anything right out of the box. You can set YouTube, Tidal Quiet, Spotify, SoundCloud, Pandora, Apple Music, the list goes on, or you can come down here to Netflix, HBO, etc. Whatever you need, the preset is there, and you can actually see what it's going to do.
Yeses and it's no. Me, I want a rainbow. Yeah, me, I want a rainbow. I want a black dog and the red truck with a blue house and a green thumb and a rainbow. First the black.
I think that's pretty cool. It's pretty straightforward. Now, I love to see those little crosshairs move. I don't know. I just love stuff like that. So the user interface is really pretty and really easy to navigate too. Okay, so a couple more things I want to show you is you can do distortion monitoring. So you can actually go down here to the bottom and you've got some kind of distortion, saturation plugins that you can do here. Let's do this. The style, you can go between soft and hard, and I imagine that's kind of like the knee.
And it's no. Me, I want a rainbow. Yeah, me, I want a rainbow.
So the style, you can get more aggressive there. This saturation is pretty nice too.
And it's no. Me, I want a rainbow. Yeah, me.
The cool thing is that you can see which bands are distorting and how much distortion you're getting. Kind of a visual feedback here. Then you can balance between, I guess, unsaturated and saturated. And this bass control, I'm going to do this. I'm going to pull the saturation down a little bit, push the bass control, which I'm imagining will distort the low end a little bit more than the top end.
Yeses and it's no. Me, I want a rainbow. Yeah, me, I want a rainbow. I want a black dog and the red truck.
Okay, so just for fun, I'm going to turn the constant gain on, so the level's going to drop back down, but we'll be able to tell whether we're making an improvement, not based on the volume of it. Okay, so let's listen.
Yeses and it's no. Me, I want a rainbow. Yeah, me, I want a rainbow. I want a black dog and the red truck with a blue house.
I think we made an improvement on it. It feels like the low end's a little bit more glued together. It feels a little bit more polished, a little bit more smooth across there. And that constant gain definitely help us to really see what changes we're making to it. Now, just one more thing I want to show you I think is really cool. There's a quality check on here. So it will tell you what it thinks you need to do to make this mix a little better. Now, it just as it pertains to loudness and whether Spotify, YouTube, Netflix, whatever is going to be happy with your output level. So let's turn quality check on, and it's listening to the mix when we turn it on, and watch what it says.
Yeses and it's no. Me, I want a rainbow. Yeah, me, I want a rainbow. I want a black dog and the red truck.
Okay, so it said it was fine there, but let's just for kicks, let's turn quality check off, and I'm going to pull it way down here and hit quality check again. See what it tells us to do.
And the red truck with a blue house and a green thumb and a rainbow. First the black dog and that's all. Yeses and it's no. Me, I want a rainbow. Yeah, me, I want a rainbow. I want a black dog and the red truck with a blue house and a green thumb and a rainbow. First the black.
Okay, so kind of abused it a little bit, put too little dynamic range in there, and it told me that it was not going to be enough. And then I started looking up here, and it's got around 14, 13. Probably could still come down a little bit, but if you check this out here, Spotify will turn down the track by 2.1 dB. That's good information to know when you're mixing, when you're putting things out, and to know just what Spotify is going to do to it. Now, Spotify turning it down is not probably not a terrible thing. And, according to some mastering friends of mine, not the end of the world. The thing about Spotify is that they don't turn your track up, they'll only turn it down. So you want to make sure that you're on the top side where they will have to turn it down a little bit, but you get the sounding mix that you want. So I am really happy with this. I think that this is actually version 1.1 that we're using right now, so I can only see improvements coming here. But this, right out of the box, the 1.0 version is really, really nice, and I think you'll get a lot of use out of it. So check out, if you get a chance, I think right now that it's still on sale. If you go to Sonible and look for Smart Limit, I'll put that on the screen, and you can check it out and see what you think about it yourself. There's a trial version that you can use. See if you like it. Guys, if you like this kind of video, let me know. Give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe to the channel, and check out MixCoachMember.com if you want to download some songs just like this or this exact song. We're mixing a Christmas song this month, and it's a lot of fun. So anyway, hey, thanks for hanging out with me today. I will see you on the next video. Okay,